The boulder feels conflicted.
Masamune Kun's revenge is about Masamune Makabe, who years ago was a fat child and was best friends with Akagi Adagaki. One day he decides to go up to her and confess his love to her. She rejects him by calling him Pig's Foot. This of course crushes him, but it does motivate him into exercising, changing his name, and then years later get the ultimate revenge on her by making her fall in love with him and then breaking her heart. Mwahahaha! What initially interested me in this series was that it seemed to be a variation on the Count of Monte Cristo. I've seen variations of other classic works before, but rarely of this one, so I was game. It's tough to review this because there are both good and bad aspects of the series, so I'm still wavering on it. I suppose the best place to start is with the characters. I don't like them. Okay, with the exception of one, I don't like them. When we first meet them, Masamune comes off as vain and egotistical, and Aki comes off as a cold-hearted witch. Let's just go with that. So we have two unlikable characters in a rom-com series. That's not necessarily a bad thing though. Having a whip-smart and razor-tongued protagonist go at it can be fun. Also, you can have unlikable main characters and still have a good story and characters. Examples would be Sherlock Holmes and the other would be the cast of Seinfeld. My problem with the main duo is I get the feeling from following the series that we're supposed to like them, and I just don't. A big reason why I'm conflicted about this series is that while I understand and can relate a bit to the motivations of the two main characters, I just feel a bit distant from them. Masamune wanting to better himself in order to prove someone wrong and get revenge, perfectly relatable. Aki not having a positive male role model and it affecting her many years later, many women can relate to that. Part of my problem with Aki, I believe, had to do with by the time I started the series, I was just done with the tsundere personality trope. So she took my ire. Still, after learning her backstory, while I could sympathize with her, I still disliked her. Another character, Yoshino, is the lifelong maid and emotional abused best friend of Aki. She's also the best character of the series. Originally seemingly shy and clumsy, she's not what she appears to be. I want to talk more about her, but I'll wait until we get to the spoilers. Next is Neko, and she's a pretty happy yet physically frail girl. At first, she seems like a good character, but basically she's just used as a plot device. Because of her weak constitution, you know she's going to be used for both comedic and heavy drama purposes. It's tough to be invested in her since I know that she won't play a major part of the love triangle. Now the supporting characters are okay, but they don't get a ton of focus, and when they do, I just get the feeling that they were just there to push the story along and nothing else. The comedic bits between the two protagonists are okay, but I find the series is as funniest when Masamune interacts with characters other than Aki, mostly Yoshino, especially at the end of chapter 2. As far as the comic goes, the art is clean and has a good amount of details in the background. I would say the character designs are a bit generic, however. You can properly peg a character's personality the second you see him, the exception being Yoshino. They are a bit stylized though, so they're not boring to look at. When it comes to the animation, there is a smooth transition from comic to TV. The TV series, I feel, is an accurate depiction of the comic. The opening and ending themes are good, and actually they're probably too good for the material that they're adapting. Considering where the TV series ended, it's probably going to be a little while before we get a second season. Actually, if there is going to be a second season, it will probably take another year before they have enough material to adapt. So, do I recommend this? For myself, no. For anyone else, maybe yes. While I couldn't get into the series myself, I do see the appeal of it. It's an alternate take on the rom-com where the main characters are antagonistic towards each other, and that can be done for great comedy and drama. I just don't think it worked here for the most part. Okay, I take that back. I don't recommend this series, but a series I do recommend is Kaguya-sama wa Kokuro Setai. It has relatable characters, and the flaws of their personalities fuel the comedy and drama. Plus, while it's a battle of wits to see who will make the other person confess first, the stories feel less cliche. The author of that series can take a small, seemingly insignificant thing like cat ears and derive comedy from it, and can take something like going to the fireworks and get real believable drama from it. I guess I would say, yeah, skip Masamune and read Kaguya. Despite the revelation in chapter 39, I don't know if I want to continue with this series. I don't care about the main couple, and the only reason for continuing it is to follow a particular supporting character. And I don't think that's what the author was going for. Now, that's it for the review. I'm about to get into spoilers, so if you want to leave now, go right ahead. Okay, let's start. Now, Yoshino is the best character in the series and one of the best characters in Japanese manga and anime the last few years, I think. If I ever get back to the top 25 females in Japanese manga and anime, I may have to put her on it. If she were the focus of the series, it would have been 10 times better. I know earlier that when she first appears, she appears shy, obedient, clumsy, a moe stereotype. But we learn by the end of chapter 2 and the beginning of chapter 3 that she's also cold, manipulative, and also later in the series, very guilt-ridden. Now, Ake wasn't the one that crushed Masamune's heart. It was Yoshino. She dressed up like Ake and did the deed. That's why when Masamune confronted Ake, she didn't know anything about this. Now, why did Yoshino do it? Jealousy. Even though she's supposed to be Ake's friend, Ake never treated her that way. Masamune's love for Ake was mutual. Yoshino did this to get back at both of them. However, this is a major cause for Ake's hatred for men. The reason Yoshino's helping Masamune is one, if he does succeed in his plan and breaks her heart, she might treat her better. Okay, that's a bit flawed, but still, kids. 2, since she's the cause of his problems, she has to do this to rectify her previous mistake. Retribution. With the most recent chapters though, her motivation has changed. She wants Masamune to confess to Ake, but she wants them both to be happy this time. Also, it was revealed in chapter 39 that Yoshino's fallen in love with him. Over the course of 40 chapters, she's gone through a subtle but believable character arc. It's interesting, as a kid she had weight issues and Ake treated her like crap. Meanwhile, Masamune, who was also fat, she fawned over. Looking at it that way, I can understand why she has this resentment for both of them. Of the main 3 characters, she's the one I'm most invested in. I hope for a happy ending. Except that happy ending isn't going to be hooking up with Masamune. I've read too many stories like this, so I know by the end, Ake and Masamune will hook up. Heck, by chapter 39, they've started dating. Personally, I hope she doesn't hook up with him. Hopefully by the end of the story, she will have a positive self-image of herself and either have a healthy relationship with both characters or just put them both in the rear view of her window and just go on with her life, hopefully happily. Currently with the series, Masamune's secret is revealed and it looks like him and Ake, like I said, are dating now. With this happening, I do wonder where the series is going to go next. Unless something happens to cause a major conflict, I could see this series ending within the next few months to a year. I suppose Yoshino could be that conflict, but based on how she acts, she wouldn't want to hurt them that way now. And that's it for right now. If you like this video or if you hate it, please comment below. And if you'd like to help this channel out more, then please subscribe and share the video. Also, I have a Patreon going for at least a little while longer if you want to help even more. Thank you for listening and have a good day.